Hey, this Omar, and just on here right quick, recapping the Cowboys versus the Bears today, and what I thought about it, and it was a damn good performance by the Cowboys, without question. You know what I'm saying? They best performance as far as like offense and defense for the year. Um, just they know the recipe, what I'm saying, as far as, you know, to get a win, what I'm saying? Give a nice dose of running, mix it in with, Dak throwing the ball and you know, you add on the defense doing what they've been doing, being solid. They gave us the most points so far this year, but that's cool if, the defense score a touchdown as well as the offense, come in with 42 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't ask for a better performance, and it was a lot of positives that they could take from the game. You know, they gotta. I mean, you can't really say they gotta work on their rush defense because Chicago, that's their thing. They run the ball, and they've been averaging lately. They've been averaging 180 plus rushing yards per game. So regardless on how good of a defense you are, they just that's mainly their thing. You know what I'm saying? They pretty good at running the ball, even though they don't really have like their offensive line is not the best, a high caliber, but they got a good running scheme that they've been executing for the past few weeks. So you look at how they how they were on offense. Justin Fields, he was 17 completions, 23 attempts. Not bad, but 151 yards and 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. That's like kind of bad if you ask me. Even though that's 120 rating, passer rating, he was behind for most of the game. And even though he was behind, he really normally when you behind, your stats be a little padded and whatnot. So for him to only have 151 yards, they just, I mean, they stuck to the game plan pretty much. So as far as running the ball, he, altogether he had 3 touchdowns. Like I said, he had 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions, and then he also had 8 carries for 60 yards and 1 touchdown. Herbert, he had 16 carries for 99 yards and a touchdown, 36 being his long. And then Montgomery also chimed in with 15 carries and 53 yards. And altogether, they had 240 yards running the ball. Like, that's hella impressive. I think in any other circumstances, because of the team that they were playing was so hot, they probably would have had a chance to win a game. Because even if you look at their time of possession, it was tilted to Chicago. Chicago had the ball for 36 minutes, and the Cowboys only had it for 23 minutes. So, they did their game plan as far as wanted that, had a ball more, but just Dallas was just doing more or making more explosive plays than Chicago. Chicago too methodical, and when they facing these teams when they can actually score the points, they gonna have to switch it up and let Fields just throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, the running game is cool, but you ain't really gonna catch up to the team you playing if you just gonna run the ball and the clock is just winding or whatnot. But Mooney, he their best receiver. He had 5 for 70 on 5 targets. But aside from that, ain't nobody else did anything. Montgomery had 3 receptions for 22 yards and 3 touchdowns. N'Keal Harry had 2 for 24 on 2 targets and a touchdown. And Kmet, The tight end, he had 2 targets, caught 2 for 11 and a touchdown. And what baffles me about them is, now that everybody know that they running the ball pretty good, they should start, incorporating the play action a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? It'll probably be pretty effective. You know what I'm saying? And he just gotta, get a chance to, or they gotta call plays to where, he can get his wide receivers involved in the game. You feel me? Like a wide receiver ain't gonna want to just block all game. You feel me? Like even San Fran, even though the wide receivers got it, that's a run oriented offense. They still get some. They still get some love. You feel me? The tight end gets some love. He gets some targets. Like with Chicago, it's hit or miss. This week you might get a ton of targets, and the next 2 weeks you might not get no targets. So you slide on down. As far as the defense, they only had 1 sack, 1 interception. Eddie Jackson, he had 1, but that was it as far as the defense. I mean, they gave up 49, the most they gave up, thus far this season. So, their defense really didn't show up. I get, and it's expected because they had such a phenomenal performance on Monday versus the Patriots. So even though they was up and they was trying to keep pace with the Cowboys, it was just Cowboys was just too hot. You know what I'm saying? They was scoring pretty much on every drive. They ain't kick no field goals. They was, every time they get in the red zone, they was scoring touchdowns. Or if it wasn't in the red zone, they was scoring, from an explosive play. You know what I'm saying? So you look on the Cowboys side, Dak was 21 completions, 27 attempts, 250, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. The only bad play was the interception, but aside from that, he had like a perfect game. Pollard, he had 14 carries, 131 yards, and that 54-yarder. But he was just, money today. You know what I'm saying? He was just finding that end zone. And, Dak also chimed in with a touchdown run. So it's like, they had 29 carries as a team for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. Like, you'd be like, it's gonna be hard to beat. It's gonna be hard to beat them, man. And then the fact that they also was pretty solid with throwing the ball. Lamb had 7 targets. He caught 5 for 77 and a touchdown. They finally is, Schultz is another guy just like Gallup was a few weeks ago, where they trying to like ease him back into the fray because because of the injury that he sustained. So they trying to like get him back warmed up, and it's actually been better for him than Dak's the quarterback, because Dak actually looks his way. Cooper Rush wasn't looking his way too much when, what I'm saying, when he was he was hurt though, but he wasn't really looking to the tight ends much. So the fact that Dak's back in there, Schultz gonna get some touches, and he gonna like that shit, because that can help him as far as his money goes at the end of the season. But yeah, he had on 7 targets, he caught 6 for 74, and that was a solid ass game for him. You know what I'm saying? So you go to the defense. Defense had 4 sacks, and let me see if that Micah didn't even have a sack, but he scored that touchdown. You know what I'm saying? And they just, that pass rush is thorough though. You know what I'm saying? We gonna say, yeah, it's coming. Each and every week. And if that line ain't strong and they ain't gonna man up, they gonna cut through that thing. So I was highly impressed with it. And right now, I guess this the portion of their schedule where they gonna cut, go through the NFC North. So the toughest game is gonna be that Minnesota game. So if they, I don't know if that's next week, but I think they might got Green Bay next week. But you know what I'm saying, if they get through that these next couple of weeks, man, they gonna have a nice solid, winning streak. Their schedule was real favorable, so they could have some double-digit win total at the end of the season. But yeah, very impressed. They definitely is showing that they definitely, just like everybody's pretty impressed with the Eagles. Cowboys also staking claim as they one of the better teams of the NFC East. All right, that's my quick thoughts on that. Thanks for listening.